Hello, it's Saturday night. Yes, and we are back. MGP semi-final 2 has just finished, and we are here with a panel of fantastic guests ready to review what just went on. On Thursday night, you may remember the panel thought it was too close to call when it came to the result, and I think that was replicated. Did you get it right? I didn't, but then I give the kiss of death to most acts every week anyway. Joining me tonight, we have the lovely Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Will you put yourself on mute again, Joe?
I took myself off mute, but it didn't obviously work. So, no, never mind. No, I was going to say, I feel the same as you, Tom. I wasn't expecting that winner either.
No, it was nice to see, though. It's always nice to be surprised on these things, isn't it? Also joining us, it's the lovely Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hi, everyone. First time this year. Hi, Happy New Year, everyone. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
Do you know what? It is fantastic to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. Also joining us, it's Ian. Hey, Ian.
It's nice to be back. First time this year as well.
I was going to say, we're breaking some ducks here. And then also joining us, it's the lovely Oban.
Good evening, Europe. Good evening, Norway. Ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely fantastic to see you. Now, if you're wondering where Stu is, I think he's a bit tied up, and that's THAI. Yes, he's gone for a Thai meal. He's left me pressing all the buttons. What could possibly go wrong? One asks oneself, because I am running a one-person show backstage with this all tonight. But don't forget, if you like what you see, click the like and subscribe button. Get involved in the conversation on the social media channels, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You will find us there. And let's get stuck in by looking at the first lot of tonight's acts. First up this evening, it was Lucy Lowe and Bad Baby. Now, if you're wanting a short reminder of the performance, obviously we can't produce videos that quick, but somewhere around here, I did actually, and this is professionalism at its best. There we go. Look, there we go. There is Lucy with all fire and guns blazing there. Bad Baby. It was the first act on tonight. Sadly, it didn't make it past the first duel, but let's go straight in to Ian. What were your thoughts on her performance this evening?
It was a proper rock performance, wasn't it? It had all the pyro, it had all the fire, had all the staging that you'd want. I think I like the song. I wasn't so keen on her vocal delivery though. I think she was over pronouncing, over emphasizing stuff, so it seemed a bit odd. It's a cheesy old bit of rock. When you've got folk that have been involved with Wigwam, that's what you might expect. But I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was going to be a winner. I haven't seen that performance.
I think she gave it her all, wasn't it? It was very 80s rock. And given the news about Meatloaf as well yesterday, I thought it was quite an apt act to start off with, really. Sean, what were your thoughts?
Find my unmute button quickly. You know, pretty much what Ian said in a way. It's a bit of a cheesy rock song, and I just thought that her performance was a little bit lackluster, unfortunately. It didn't have the oomph that you would really kind of expect. Yeah, you had all the pyros going on, but as far as the rest of the musicians are concerned, they just didn't seem that into it. Do you know what I mean? For a supposed rock song, it's just it left me a little bit empty, to be honest. It's a shame.
It is. I mean, Oban, is there anything that Lucy could do different in the wildcard round, potentially, if she gets to perform it again, that might actually push her through?
Tom, I'm going to disagree with you like 700,000%. If that's what she means when she gave it all of herself. I mean, she would be the same if she wouldn't just went on the stage. Like, I think the star of the performance was the guitar player and the pyrotechnics guys, the cameraman, the MGP stage designers. Everybody was on the spot except her. Like the vocals, like faultless. There's nothing wrong, but she was just. She wanted to get it over with. I feel like she just wanted to get it over with. Maybe it wasn't her day, but definitely, I feel like there's this Harry Potter scene where this Dementors attacks Harry and his cousin under a bridge passage, and it's like I feel like she was that Dementor, and I'm like the Harry's cousin is like being sucked the life out of him, and then yeah, sorry, not my cup of tea. I think this shouldn't be anybody's cup of tea.
Do you know what, Oban? I love the fact that for added effect, as you leant back, you kind of absorbed yourself into the background as well. It was almost like you were having like the lifeblood kind of sucked out. Absolutely amazing. Joe, let's go on to you. Was the performance really phoned in? Do you think she really wanted to kind of progress? What do you think?
I mean, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did, but it has to have been nerves. But I agree with what Oban was saying with regards to the guys. I thought every single, all the backing, all the sort of the band were fabulous. There was something with her vocals for me tonight. It didn't sound the same as the actual radio track or radio or whatever you want to call it, the actual song. There was just something there. It was just like when she sang it with her accent. She was sort of very prominent on her accent quite a lot, and like the pronunciation just didn't seem right to me. And yet with all the others, I didn't have that issue. And I just thought that, yeah, I think it might have been nerves, and I did wonder it might have been something with her, her inner ears or something. There was something going on and she couldn't hear herself. But it just wasn't quite there, was it? Wasn't quite there.
And alas, she didn't make it through. I have to say, guys, you've got some great fans in the chat room. Anya is like, well said, Oban. Diana, I agree with Oban, but also Ian, don't feel left out, because she agrees with you as well. Lots of people suggesting that the stage show was really, really good for Lucy this evening. Unfortunately, people are starting to say that her vocals didn't impress. But guys, please keep the conversation going in the chat room. Okay, we are going to screen as many comments as we possibly can of yours this evening, and it's great to hear from all of you as well. That was the first song in Duel 1. Let's move on to the losing song in Duel 2. This was Daniel Lucas's track. I know I'm not going to embarrass myself with pronouncing it. Joe, did you want to have a go for me?
No. Kvel Tak, is it? Or Kvel Tak? Am I thinking that's right? Something like that. Norwegians, please correct me.
If we can pull up, I'm trying to pull up Daniel's thing. There we go. There we have a little picture of Daniel in full swing at his performance.
Oh.
You froze there, Tom.
Have I frozen?
You did. It was you.
It was me that froze. Disaster. Oban, what did you make of Daniel's performance this evening?
My heart was broken. I mean, I'm not gonna fault Farida's performance. I'm not gonna be that bitter like I was last year when Tix won over Kano. But I think it was well deserved for Farida. But my heart, like, I think that Daniel had the best stage presence. He had the nicest, sweetest, warmest smile. He looked like he was having fun. And I think looking at the so far qualifier for the first two semifinals, it's going to be a very grim night, on the final night. 3 out of the 4 songs are very slow. So I think they will need an upbeat song, and I think Daniel has a good chance to win the wild card. And I think we need a Norwegian song, a lovely personality, lovely presence, some joy on that MGP final.
Do you know what? I totally agree with you. I was rooting for Daniel this evening. I really thought he could get through. By the way, it's a sign that you should really check your notes, because I referred to Lily as Lucy throughout. I'm sorry. Right. Joe, I'm going to ask the question, and this is because, you know, we all speak English as one of our main languages here, but was the song disadvantaged? Was Daniel's song disadvantaged by the fact that he was the only song in Norwegian this evening, or not?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, because I think Morten answered it pretty well, didn't he, on Thursday? Because when he said that, it's sort of almost expected, I guess, now to sing in sort of English, and that, you know, it's a bit of a divide. For me, I don't know, possibly, but I think he, you know, as far as I was concerned, he was the best singer on the night, and it was the best performance. When I say on the night, out the 4 of them anyway. And I think he should have gone through. But at the end of the day, I guess in that respect, yeah, possibly he was. I mean, I haven't really thought of it really, but I mean, there has to be a Norwegian song in there, surely. There has to be, you know, and I don't think there's a better one. You know, it should have gone through. That's all I'm going to say.
No,
even
I
though,
totally agree.
you know, even though it was definitely, I think it was more Danny Saucedo ripoff rather than Benjamin Ingrosso ripoff, to be fair. But it reminded me so much of last year, Danny Saucedo last year. But yeah, he was just by far and away the best one at those 4 tonight.
I mean, the question is, and I'm really sorry, Ian, because you get the difficult one, is that if the song wasn't disadvantaged by singing in Norwegian, then what went wrong? Because we're all saying, you know, the energy, the performance, you know, he had great stage presence and stuff like that. What went wrong?
I'm not sure. He had, it's great stage presence. It looked nice on stage. Really nice lighting. Looked very nice, but I'll be honest, I think the song's incredibly dull. It doesn't go anywhere. It starts off and it's pretty flat throughout, and I think it's, for me anyway, it's pretty forgettable. And in the duel, he was up against something that was a bit more interesting, vocally, staging wise, in terms of the song itself. I think that's what gave his opponent the edge. It was just a little bit dull. Not to say it was bad. It was a good performance, but no, sorry, that's for me. That's where it went. It's just a bit bland.
No, I do you know what? I totally respect your opinion. With that, I think, you know, when I think of Daniels in MGP, I just think of Psycho from last year. Oh, there was a catchy song that everyone lambasted me for actually liking. But I noticed Sean put a big kind of X up there whilst you were speaking. So Sean,
copying off Alban.
What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were, I kind of agree with everybody apart from Ian. Sorry, that this is Lee Ferd has put a comment on there earlier that it's a travesty that this song didn't get through. It is completely correct. This was, in my opinion, by far and away the best song of the night. The staging was brilliant. I love the lighting. It was great. The only thing that I thought that missed the mark was his dancing. The backing dancers were brilliant, but Joe, he isn't a Danny Saucedo. He's not. He can't dance very well. Not that I can, but I'm not on that stage. But apart from dancing, I can't see anything else wrong with with the entire production and or the song. I really, really liked it. Really liked it. I thought we were going to get into the gold duel, definitely. But hey ho.
No, I have to say, I did think he would make it through. Again, guys, keep your comments coming in the chat as well. I mean, Ian and Sean, first show back, you've already managed to split the chat room. Haley is like, I agree with Ian, and Little John UK, I agree with Sean. Absolutely amazing. And then we've got this guy called Oban who wants a Game of Thrones shame meme for Ian. I don't know what that's about. I don't know who he is. But do keep your comments coming. Now, in Duel 1, the song that made it through, it was Stefan Jacobson, the song With Me Tonight. A little bit of yeehaw and country, I don't know, would we call it country rock, I think. Now, Joe, I think we were kindred spirits with this. I know I wasn't on Thursday night show, but come on. Surely he did the best with this he possibly could.
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, he was better in the final, in the gold duel, wasn't he? I think in the first one, you could tell the nerves. Like, he was nervous, and there were a couple of little sort of dodgy notes. But you know, at the end of the day, maybe that's how he was supposed to sing them. I don't know. I love that song, and I thought the staging I thought was really good. I thought all the band were fabulous as well, and you know, and the camera work and everything. And I really did. I voted for him as well in the final. I just think this one was a fabulous song. So I'm really surprised it didn't sort of win in the end, which is a shame. Although, you know, it wouldn't have been my winner on the night in the end, but certainly the best song for me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they threw everything at it. I mean, let's go to Sean. I mean, I felt like it was kind of like almost set up. Like almost if you see like in the movies, like the American style country bars kind of thing, I was almost looking for the wood paneling and things like that. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, country music usually isn't my bag, to be honest, but I actually really like this song. It was by far the best in the first duel, and I really expected him to maybe win the golden duel, but it's a shame he was a little bit flat right at the beginning of his first performance. And I think, like you said, Joe, that's probably the nerves. But apart from that, yeah, a really good, credible song. But it's just, I don't know. I can't explain why the Norwegians voted as they did. So, yeah, it's a shame.
I was looking for your psychological insight there. I was just like, oh, I think they voted for this.
I haven't a clue.
I know.
This is Eurovision. This is the world of Eurovision. No one can predict anything, can they? Let's face it.
This is true. We cannot predict anything at all when it comes to the world of Eurovision. Ian, let's go to you. Was there anything else he could have done, do you think, to actually have pushed himself over the line this evening?
To be honest, no, I thought he did really well. His vocals definitely better on the second go. I think he's also pushing the edge of his range a wee bit at times. So especially when he goes low, it's possibly quite tricky to sing for him. I thought it was good. It's a little bit by the numbers for a country song, but most country songs are like that anyway, so that's not a bad thing. Performance was good, apart from the slight vocal wobbles. It looked good on stage, just really straightforward. It's a band. Just stick them on stage and let them play. No, I thought he did that was a good effort, and yeah, it was slick, looked good. I don't know he could have done much more. So good effort. Good on him.
Hey, a solid effort. I mean, and this is a personal thing. The one thing I wasn't too keen on was at the very start where you had the camera close up and he had the mic, and it was like, and that to me was just a little bit. And I thought to myself, are you selling this as much as you could do? Potentially. But then what do I know? Oban, wrap this one up for us.
Tom, I'm gonna agree with Sean and I'm gonna disagree with Sean. I think he was the better one in the first duel, but he wasn't by mile. Like, it was just equally soul sucking, joy killing. It's just like, I think it's just the staging was a little bit better, and country music is not really main theme genre and any Eurovision concept, so I think it stood out. It came like a little different one, and so I think that's the sole reason that he went through the first duel. But as soon as it was over, and I think that the scene that you mentioned at the beginning, I watched the first performance. The second performance, I was just putting the kettle on. So the first performance, there's like this. It feels like there's like two sets of whistling, and he did mimic the first whistle, but he didn't the second whistle. So it was like, yeah, if you're not gonna do, don't do. If you're gonna do, do. Right. So it's just this. It's just it was so obvious. The winner of the whole night will be the winner of the first round of the second duel. So, and I think that's what happened.
Interesting. Now, speaking of the winner of the whole thing, obviously we have to build some tension. So we're not going to talk about that one straight off the bat. We're going to go to the auto qualifier first. Now, before we do so, let's just quickly look at some of your comments in the chat room. Little John UK, how do non-Norwegians vote in these things? I'm sure if you dropped Jo a message and kept the conversation going on our social media channels, she'd be more than happy to put you in the know on that one. Diana, I love country, but he was out of tune twice. Shame, as I liked the song. WIVM, he looks like a Flemish politician called Theo Franken. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll be honest. The song was not my thing, but I'm afraid none of the songs we had tonight will win MGP. Well, you're preempting my question there because I'll be asking the panel something similar about that later on. And then let's just go with the lovely Thomas. Stefan was another disappointment. He didn't hit all the notes. He may have been too nervous. Oh. But do you know what, guys? I thought he had a great song. He gave it his best shot. There's still the wild card to go. And you never know. He might actually make it. Now, the auto qualifier this week was Christian Ingebrigtsen. I've probably not pronounced his surname right. And Christian, I totally apologise to you. But the song was called Wonder of the World. And let's just, guys, let's just take a moment just to absorb the staging, because I think if there was an award for staging of the night, I think this auto qualifier actually had the staging of the night, for me personally anyway. I loved the whole kind of carpet of dry ice on the background, the fact that you had the piano elevated, the lighting. I thought this hit all the marks for me. Let's go to Sean. Did it hit all the marks for you?
It did, and I've just hit the dog under the table with my foot, so sorry, Tomo. Yeah, it's a good song. I can see why the producers seem to be getting the maybe the 5 biggest, best songs and putting them through to the final, definitely, so none of them miss out. And yeah, it's a good song. The staging's great. I love the light box that the piano's on with the holes in, so you can see the light shining through the holes. I just thought it was very effective against the dry ice as well. And oh, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been upstaged. I'm sorry. Go down. Yeah, I'll go down. Oh, sorry. I'll punch you. I'm joking. Yeah, it's. But it is a good song. It's not the best song in the competition by a country mile, but it's a very, very credible song by a very credible artist. He's got a great voice. It may well do well in the final of the competition. We shall have to see. But to be honest, I think it's all going to be about wolves and bananas.
Hashtag spoilers, Sean. Hashtag spoilers. Joe, come on, Christian. Surely this must be one of the best songs we have seen so far in this year's MGP.
Well, I did tell you all on Thursday, didn't I? You didn't believe me. I said that, he was going to put it out with that performance and he was going to be amazing. Of course he was. It didn't disappoint me at all. In fact, it shocked me that it was even better than I expected. Best performance, not just of the night, but of the whole competition so far. I know I put on the message to you guys. I think it knocks Elsie Bay at the water. It's just fantastic. Such a great song, such a great singer, fabulous staging, unbelievable staging. What more can you want from an MGP winner? Because to be honest, I love Wolves and Bananas, and if Wolves and Bananas versus Christian Ingebrigtsen in the final, in the gold duel, come the 19th of February, I will be a very, very, very happy person. There you go.
Interesting. I tell you what, Martin has put an interesting comment in the chat here. Same stage director as for
Ulrika, possibly.
Ulrika.
Yeah, because they all sort of, they all know each other and stuff, don't they? As he was the co-writer of Attention, so.
It is interesting. And Lee says, Joe, you converted me. I didn't like it before tonight, but literally outstanding. Oban, let's come to you on this. Have we converted you to this song?
So, Tom, whatever I say next, it has nothing to do with his talent. It has nothing to do with perfection of the staging. It was a faultless performance. But let's be honest, if ever this song had any chance to make it to Eurovision final, it would be only possible if the Norway would be one of the big five. I mean, this song wins the MGP, goes semi-final Eurovision the Tuesday or the Thursday, either way. They're always one like a bloodbath semi-final, even if it's won't be the easy one. This song won't make it through. There's absolutely no character that would stand out. It's just every other decent, good quality performance, song, voice. So I think only tonight, only real contender for the Eurovision big grand finale would have been the Daniel, and I hope that they bring him back for the wild card.
Yes. Well, you never know. You never know with what's going to happen in that wild card. Ian, on Thursday, people were saying, based on the studio version, the music videos and stuff like this, let's face it, the panel had a lukewarm reception to Christian's song. Is this a sign that basically stage performances and live versions can just literally smash any preconceptions about, a song out of the water?
Yeah, the live performance can really, really take you forward. Staging, to an extent, it has to look good. This is a TV show. Eurovision is a TV show. It has to be visually good. But you can't fix a crap song with good lighting. The song has to be good. It's just an enhancement. But the live performance and live vocal, now that really can help you. And he nailed it tonight. You can see him kind of channeling Elton John right at the start, but he's very good, and I think he's got more to give as well in the live performance. I think he's possibly holding back slightly there. So he's got stuff in reserve. But yeah, the live performance is absolutely essential. Duncan Lawrence with Arcade. I'm not mad keen on the album version. He sang that far, far better in the arena on the night, and that's probably what tipped it into the win. It really is that critical. You've got to get it right live, and the extra energy can be very much the deciding factor.
Interesting. And I think that, I mean, for me, that just whets my appetite for the final on the 19th, because I'm thinking if he has got some, you know, reserves in the tank, just what are we going to get on the 19th? You know, in terms of the live vocal as well. But I almost wonder if the staging can be elevated as well at the same time. The whole package, as we would say. Now, the night obviously belonged to Farida. She sung the song Dangerous. It was the first song up in Duel 2. She had pyrotechnics. She had violinists in the background. You can see them there, doing some weird footwork. I'll be honest, as far as I could see, and she took home the coveted gold pass to the final on the 19th of Feb. Let's go straight to Oban on this. Farida, what did you think of the performance?
Especially the second performance, just faultless. I loved it. I think it's a very well deserved of the golden ticket. But I think we will all go. Everybody will go down the same road. We will end up comparing her with The Death of Us, Elsie Bay, and I think I am on the side of Elsie Bay, and I would like to think that MGP is on my side. Hence, she's the one that got the direct qualification, and Dangerous had to go through the semifinal. But I think very well deserved qualifier. Good luck to her in the final. Definitely very talented. I was very felt for her when she was crying when she won them. Just like, it was such a sincere moment, a humble moment, and I wish all the best for her, not just MGP 2022, but all for her career.
Thanks for that, Oban. Ian, I mean, obviously we know that she was up against tough competition this evening. What is it? You know, what gave her the X factor? What do we think actually sent her over the edge to the win this evening?
She's a very good singer. Her performance was very good. I mean, yes, she did completely bollocks up the big note, which she seemed to completely forget about, which was a bit unfortunate. But she recovered perfectly, and that's a sign that she really knows what she's doing on stage. That could have thrown her completely off, because you could see it on her face. Whatever Norwegian for is, we saw it, and that's a good sign. She held it back. She got it right back to the end. But I think it's quite an interesting song. There's a bit more. I think there's a bit more range in it, and again, they can probably do more with it for the final. She's got more to give as well.
That's interesting. I always love your comments, because obviously, for those people that don't know, Ian does work in some form of stage management and things like this behind the scenes and things like that. And you always have such insight. You can always tell. I just imagine you backstage going, "You've got more. Give more. You can do it. You can do it." Absolutely amazing.
There's usually more swearing involved in that.
Well, I was trying to be kind of like more, you know, PG than Gordon Ramsay. See, you know. Sean, let's come to you. Farida, deserved winner?
No, sorry. I mean, the song's great. There's something very reminiscent of a Bond theme about it to me. I think it is a good song, but I don't think they got the right singer for it. We mentioned Ulrika a bit earlier in the show, and I think if you'd have put her with that song, she would have made it absolutely phenomenal. She just, and to be honest, I didn't see her winning moment, because as soon as she hit that bum note, I thought, oh, that's it, she's blown it. I've just been asked to go on the show. I'm going to have to get ready. So I missed the rest of the performance, because I thought she'd lost it. When I came back downstairs and she'd won, I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's a bit of a surprise. I don't think vocally she's strong enough for the song. I really don't. And she needs to sack a makeup artist because they just slapped a lot of fake tan on her, I think, and not done anything else. I know it might be a bit of a cruel thing for me to say, but it wasn't my bag, I'm afraid, not with her singing that song. I think the song's good, and you do as well, don't you, Tomo? Yes. But not with her performance tonight. I didn't think it was good enough to get through. Obviously, I'm wrong because it did, but that's just my opinion, I'm afraid. Okay.
And it's nice to see that Tomo agrees as well.
Yeah, he keeps wanting ear rubs. I'm sorry. Trying to upstage me.
Joe, Steve's made a comment in the chat. The violinists were a distraction for me. I'd have preferred simpler staging. What about you? Would you have preferred simpler staging for Frida this evening?
I think so. I agree with Steve and everyone. I mean, there were a couple of things for me that stood out. First of all, I don't know why, but yeah, those violinists, I mean, you know, we always associate Norway with violins, and they normally do the staging, like going back again to Ulrika, even tonight with Christian, they do put the violinists on the stage really well. I didn't think hers were positioned in the right place. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know where it could have gone. So yeah, I agree. They were a little bit on the distracting side. Didn't like the fire on the piano because we all know it's been done before and before and before. So, you know, but I loved the way she was dressed. I loved her hair. I loved her outfit. I'm sorry, but the first duel, I literally looked away and I just thought, God, is this song not over yet? Because I just don't like the song, and I was sort of thinking, God, has it been longer than 3 minutes? And that's how I felt. But I did listen more carefully in the final, and I did think she actually sang really well in the gold duel. Did she deserve to go through? No, not for me. But at the end of the day, it was, you know, there's going to be a lot of ballads, I think, this year. So it'd be very interesting if one of the ballads ends up coming out the winner.
Let's face it, Joe. We are renowned to give the kiss of death to almost any song. So you know, the fact that it hasn't qualified is probably more of, you know,
me, my fault, your fault, my fault.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Guys, obviously we've now seen 4 of the acts that will be going through to the final. Obviously, we've had Black Flowers, we've got Dangerous, we've got Wonder of the World, and we've got Elsie Bay's song as well that I can't remember the title of off the top of my head. Should have written that one down. Are either of these going to win MGP? Have we seen our winner yet? Let's start with Sean and Tomo.
What do you think, Tomo? Hey? I think no, none of them, not yet. Give That Wolf a Banana will win this thing.
Interesting. Joe, what about you?
There we go. Get it right. Very, very cruel question, Tom, I have to say. Yes, in a way, because I love Christian. No, in a way, because I think the Wolves may still win. So yeah, I'm sitting on the fence on it, and I won't answer. Sorry.
Oh, I noticed in the chat room we've got "Don't Jinx the Banana," and then the banana song will win hands down. Interesting. Ian, what do you reckon?
I'm not sure because I've not listened ahead to the songs that we've not seen in the semi-finals yet. So I've only listened to the ones up to tonight. I think Christian from tonight's got the strongest chance at the moment. I'm not sure it's going to win. I think if there's something more exciting, more interesting, I think he could get pipped. But he's probably the strongest contender so far.
And thanks to Martin, by the way, in the chat. He's reminded me that Elsie Bay's song is Death of Us. Oban, have we seen our winner yet?
So Tom, I've been a lazy Eurovision fan this season. I haven't listened to all the songs. But I'm gonna comment on what I've seen so far. If anyone's gonna win out of these four, I think it's Death of Us. But also I think Black Flower has a great chance as well.
Interesting. Yeah, Black Flowers being last week's winner as well. For me, I don't think we've seen the winner yet. Now, obviously, Elsie Bay has a fantastic chance. And if you haven't watched Elliot's interview with Elsie Bay, do check it out on our YouTube channel. It went live this afternoon, and you can view that at your leisure. However, he says, swiftly trailing Thursday's show. On Thursday, we will be reviewing 4 more songs that are competing for the final on February 19th, but also we'll be reviewing what has actually become one of the favourites to win the whole thing. Give that wolf a banana. Who'd have ever thought that would make a good song title? I think anticipation is certainly very high for that one. And you'll be hearing all of the panel's views on that on Thursday night when we go live at 9 o'clock Central European time. And then, of course, we'll be back straight after MGP next Saturday night as well. Just before we go, just a quick run through the chat room. Soul for Speech, thanks a lot for a fantastic show. Thank you for joining in. It's been great to see your comments in the chat room. Diana reckons so far for me it's between Floda and Christian. We've also got in here the fact that Martin says Christian and Elsie should be in the last 4 of MGP. David reckons it's Elsie. Martin clearly watched the interview with Elsie Bay already. Go and watch it straight after the show finishes. Go and listen to that fabulous interview. Also, we've got a couple of comments just saying, let's hope the staging is good. Yes, we will be bringing wolves and bananas to next Thursday's show. In the meantime, I would like to thank my lovely panel this evening. Big thanks to the lovely Joe.
Tusen tack, Tom. Tusen tack, everyone. Loved your comments tonight. They've been amazing. Great to see you all.
Big thanks to the lovely Ian.
Yes, thanks. It's been a lovely show. It's nice to be back.
Do you know what? And it's great to have you back as well. Massive thanks to the lovely Oban.
Tom, thanks to you being the hero of the night, managing everything on your own, and all the guys and Joe as well. It's a lovely night. And I just want to say, maybe it's the wine. Maybe I just realized. But I love the community we have become on the chat and everything. And it's a great joy I just had this Saturday.
Hey, thank you. And also a massive thank you to the lovely Sean. Now, I'd never mentioned this at the start of the show, but Sean was literally a last minute call up. So thank you so much, Sean, and Tomo for joining us this evening.
Who's this, Tomo? Say bye-bye. Thanks for having me on, guys. Pleasure as usual. And I'll see you whenever next time. Bye.
It's always a pleasure to have you on here. Guys, we're back Thursday night. In the meantime, keep the conversation going. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you'll find us there. Check out the interview on Elsie Bay now. Go off, go do it, go watch it. And we will see you very soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.